Hello, this is Bobby Cappuccio. Thanks for joining me for another Mind Matters video blog. I had a conversation in the gym the other day about embedded suggestions, which I thought was pretty interesting. Before we even go there, let's go back to a now famous experiment conducted by Rosenthal and Jacobson back in 1966 in the San Francisco Bay Area. I talk about this experiment in my book, Shut the Duck Up, because I think it's really important. What Jacobson and Rosenthal did was they took a group of grade school children and they randomly selected them and then falsified aptitude tests, leading teachers to believe that the Harvard researchers had actually developed a methodology that would quite accurately predict which students would perform best in academia by the end of the school year. Now, they took these randomly selected children and they created a list, gave it to the teachers so the teachers would know within their classrooms who these exceptionally gifted high performers were. Well, at the end of the school year, as you could probably guess by now, the randomly selected students who the teachers believed were high performers scored exponentially better in multiple areas of scholastic metrics than the control group. Now, the only difference between the control group and the randomly selected gifted kids was the false expectations that the teachers had in their mind. So this verified the validity of the self-fulfilling prophecy. So what does this have to do with us in personal training? Well, first, I think the obvious answer is when we expect our clients to succeed, and there's a level of trust, there's a relationship where they know absolutely that we have their best interest in mind. Our higher levels of expectation influences higher performance, and this is called the Pygmalion effect. Now, how do you do this? Well, one is by everything that you do nonverbal, but the other way that you do this is by utilizing embedded suggestions. So what's an embedded suggestion? Well, first let me tell you what it's not, in my opinion. Embedded suggestions many times are touted as mind control. It's the way that you can elicit commands to someone's subconscious to make them do things they normally wouldn't do. Not only do I think that that is absolutely non-scientific, but I also think if it were true, we should never use things like this because obviously it's a bit unethical. What embedded suggestions are suggestions, like the name implies, that's embedded within a normal sentence structure. Now, let's say a client comes to us and they say they want to give up eating refined sugar or processed foods. An embedded suggestion would be a command or a suggestion embedded within a sentence structure in our response, such as, you know, Jane, you might initially think this is quite hard to do, but you might be surprised that you will commit to not eating refined foods or commit to eating organic raw foods a lot easier than you thought you would be able to originally. Now notice where the word commit to, that's an embedded suggestion. So advertisers use this all the time, such as buy this now, drink more of whatever drink they're selling. Give me your phone number. Okay, see, that doesn't work as well as I think it should work all the time. So this, like I said, it's not scientific that you can actually get anyone to do something that they normally wouldn't want to do. However, embedded suggestions and their use are quite advantageous in these three categories. Number one, it conveys a level of expectancy on your part that employs the Pygmalion effect because it communicates that you have confidence and belief in the people that you are training. Number two, it utilizes suggestion to influence behavior on things that the client says is already important to them. So you're not installing some belief system in their mind or some other crap like that. What you're doing is reinforcing, deepening, strengthening something that they've already thought about. And because of that, it leads to the third benefit of utilizing an embedded suggestion, which is it works as a form of reflection because within your sentence structure, you're repeating with assertion something that your client said they want to do. Now that shows that you're listening, and it also gives your client a chance to respond by either agreeing or disagreeing in which case you've misinterpreted what they said, and it gives you an opportunity to further the conversation for greater depth of understanding.